What's good? What's happening, beautiful people? Senior Stress Terminator Nya-Uyu is the name, and today I'm so excited because I get to interview someone who has been running away and loli muntu jandamubeza. Then uzozora ntambiri makamufuna mutameneyo. But this guy doesn't allow and urazimpanga interview. But today it's raw and unfiltered. We have this guest on the hot seat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who needs no introduction, but still we've got to do what we need to do. Allow me to welcome my guest. Very good. All right, we're gonna go straight into business.
Okay.
I want you to introduce yourself because I know I'm a tubin. I won't go
Okay.
But for some of us, the sisters, we know you've been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so my government name is very long.
Okay.
Noel Limbani Innocent Jack Juma Chikoleka Banda. That's my full government name.
Okay.
Musically, my official name is Phyzix, yeah, aka Mountain Goat, aka Captain Bay, aka Don Gamba, aka Chola Vita, aka King of the Ghetto. So
like most of us, we know you with the Gamba name and the Chola Pizza name because these are the names wajogana udali mountain god yamba bwe abompano. But let us go to the genesis of everything. How did you come up with the name Phyzix, and also why now the mountain god? Chola Pizza we know because you did the song Chola Pizza Captain Bay, mountain god, so the Phyzix.
Actually my first name was Figaro 7. That's a long story, but for me to become Phyzix, firstly I was Fizo. Before Phyzix, I was Fizo. Why was I Fizo? The story behind the name Fizo was because naturally I was born athletic. I used to play every single type of sports.
Okay.
I used to play basketball. I've played for the national team. I used to play football.
Wait, for the what?
National team of Malawi.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to play football. I used to play volleyball. I used to play table tennis. I used to do 100-meter sprints. I used to do relay. I used to do a little bit of martial arts. So antankana wodi wama fizo uja.
Okay.
So basically because that was a bit long and I'm going Fizo to just shorten it. So firstly before I was Phyzix, I was Fizo. So that name came from that, not from music, but just from my activities around sports and everything, yeah?
Right.
Then when I started to make music for real, write my own music, I wanted to have a new name because Figaro 7, the name that I had initially, I felt it wouldn't work because it didn't really have a meaning. I took it from a comic book, and 7 was my favorite number because I used to love David Beckham.
Okay.
I'm a supporter of Manchester United.
Right.
So Phyzix, as we know it, is the study of the relationship between energy and matter. So, as Phyzix, the play on the word is energy because I'm very energetic. I've always been energetic in everything I do. I'm very passionate and I do everything with vigor. So that's the energy part.
Right.
The matter is my lyrical abilities, my dope lyrical substance. That's what energy and matter makes an artist called Phyzix. So that's the genesis of my name.
Okay. I'm just saying. Okay, so talking about marketing, I think maybe this is the reason why you're now the brand ambassador now, not brand ambassador 888 Beds. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's a beautiful thing.
How is it going and how does it feel?
No, so far it's been great. I've always been privileged enough to secure brand ambassadorship deals, and most recently I've secured the one with 888 Bets. You know, in the background I was told they had to consider a lot of artists, but eventually I was the one who was selected for the job, and so far it's been good. I'm working with a good team, from the country manager, the marketing manager, as well as the global team. So I'm getting full support, and yeah, we've been making a lot of strides, and we've come on the market with a bang. You know, people know about 888 Bets just within a month or so because of the work we've been putting in. So it's a beautiful process. It's amazing.
Maybe also just to school people, because we've been seeing 888 everywhere, a lot of posters and all that, but what is it all about?
Okay, so 888 Bet is a company that does sports betting.
Right.
It does casino, you know, as well as other games like Aviator and what have you.
Okay.
It has the most markets. Like there's a lot of games you can, you know, bet on, not just football. There's golf, there's and other games, you know. So basically what we do is people have fun with the games. People have fun with the games, and what we're trying to do is we're not trying to say betting is a job.
Right.
We're trying to say, as we're watching the games, let's make it exciting.
Okay.
You know, so it's not 888. 888, people just want to make it short.
Right.
It's actually 888 bets.
Right.
But you know, I'm 25 days. We want to say 888, but it's 888 bets. So basically, it's just we want to make it fun. You know, it should be exciting.
Right.
We're watching Man U versus Arsenal. Aside from losing your pride, you know, lose a little twopin. You know, so it makes it. You wanna watch the game. You wanna finish the game. You wanna see how it ends because you've placed your odds for Man U to win, as usual.
Okay. Fizo Matama interview. I've always wanted to get hold of you. So we want to get too personal.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of things happening out there, and on the hot seat, we have to make sure that we clear some of the rumors, the hearsays, and all that. But before we go into that, my first questions concerning with music. You've been in the game for years. What are some of the challenges that you've faced as an artist?
I think what I've faced is what every artist faces, and globally, music and entertainment is not cheap.
Right.
It's an expensive industry. You know, for you to have desired results, there's need for a lot of investment. So usually, talented people and people who are interested to participate, they usually don't have money. You know, and it's a struggle for people to raise funds for amazing music videos, to brand yourself, to be able to do amazing events, amazing production of everything you're doing. It requires money. So I think the first struggle has been finances, you know, across my career. It's only now when I'm able to finance myself on certain things, and also because of the relationships I've created along the way, whereby people are able to invest into my music, or just because I've positioned myself in the market, whereby people feel I'm worth putting their money on. Yeah, but that's the first thing. The second thing has been I am one of the pioneers in the urban industry. So initially, music was looked at as something for unserious people, unfocused people, and perhaps people who have lost their way because there was no visible sign of earning money or, you know, being able to live a comfortable life, to be able to afford a house over your head, a roof over your head, to be able to afford good cars and everything. So I came up around that time when music was being looked at that way. So there was a lot of a cultural shift that was required for us to reach where we are, and we're part of the people who've pushed that cultural shift. And I think thirdly would be, you know, music requires venues. You know, you need to perform, you know, at standard venues, you know, whereby you're able to give good production and people get value for their money. You know, people enjoy, you know, the performance and the production. We've struggled to have good venues in Malawi, you know, and, you know, some of the venues that we rely on were not made for that or are not built for that, you know. So venues and platforms to showcase ourselves has been a problem.
Right. And
also, just like I said, you know, support from the corporate world. I came up around the time when it was little to not being there at all. It's now when, you know, corporates are waking up to say we need to partner with the arts industry. It's only now when people are being brand ambassadors, influencers, and just being part of the value chain when delivering their service, whether it's a launch, whether it's anything that they're doing, now are being involved. You know, so it's a beautiful process, and the struggle has been real. But here we are. We've created a foundation for the next generation, and it's looking like these guys will have better fun than us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about the challenges, talking about how the industry, ndifuna so ningokutenga nimboyo. Taina yake zimamveka zokuti munapanga sign na Daredevils. I think Taril, and then one of the artists I think now is with Zeze, if I'm not mistaken. How is that going?
I've never signed the Daredevils, and the Daredevils have never signed me. Right. I've always had a special relationship with the Daredevils because my first hit song was produced by the Daredevils, Chola Pizza. The beat was done by Marcus of the Daredevils, and the engineering, recording, mixing and mastering was done by GD of the Daredevils. So on and off the mic, we've always had a special relationship. You know, they've always been my brothers and I've always been their brother. you know, to an extent whereby the mom recognizes me and my late mom recognized them as being brothers, and that extends to our siblings. So I've never signed the Daredevils. We've always had a special relationship.
Okay.
With regards to Taril and Nay-Ray, Taril, who's currently independent, and Nay-Ray, who's currently working with Zeze and his imprint, I've never signed those young ladies.
Okay.
What I did was, for me, I did what I've always done. I like to share my platform. So I announced that I took those young ladies on board for 3 reasons. One, because they were very talented, and I felt they could do more in the industry. But it showed that there was nobody really taking an interest in supporting them. And secondly, because the music industry in Malawi, and I think globally as well, has always been heavily dominated by males. So I would say, you know, instead of like supporting the young talented men, let me support the young talented women. So I wanted to do something different, you know. And thirdly, for me, I think I always feel good lending a helping hand.
Right.
So I don't like to tie people to me to say, you know what, I'm going to help you, but you're going to be strictly with me for 5 years or for 10 years. I've never done that with a single artist. You know, I've worked with Janta, I've worked with Manache in their formative years, a lot of artists. Even the current guy, Loiso, who I've done a song with, I never give anybody a contract. What I do is I just share my platform, and for those who are willing to be mentored by me, I take them on board. I've spent money on people, shooting videos for studio time, buying them clothes, paying for different things, but I never sign anyone. I think the only time I will sign people is when I myself stop making music, because I know I'll be able to fully focus on developing them and promoting them. As of right now, it's a bit of a conflict of interest, because I am fully and actively participating in the music industry. So I don't want to have divided attention, because already I'm busy, my plate is full. So I don't like to do lukewarm things. I want to, when I'm doing something, I'm fully focused and I'm fully delivering. That's why I don't take anyone fully. So to answer your question, I never signed the young ladies. They don't have a single contract, but I was supporting them and I vouched to support them. But for Nay-Ray specifically, for the sake of the record, I was only interested in signing Taril.
Okay.
Nay-Ray, I've always known her to be talented, but for her, it was her parents, you know, who approached me to say, we've got a young lady here who looks like she's very interested in music, and she's educated, and tukufuna kuti apitirize kulimbikira skulu koma zikuonetsa kuti za nyimbozi zikumusokoneza koma poti munaga wasankha za nyimbo timafuna kuti tipeze munthu onena kuti ali very mature koma experienced tizigula naye ntchito koma mwanayo asadziwe mumpange support, mumpange guide. So with Nay-Ray, it was influence from her parents.
Okay.
But Taril, it was my interest to support her, because I've always believed in her. I still believe in her. Yeah.
Antama nazo ndi artist okakamiza. Kuti zinthu zimakakamira.
Yeah.
Kuti niyo mulibe talent.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? And also, Antama, that's the reason why one of the reason why you keep releasing nyimbo pafupi.
Yeah.
It's because mafuna kuti mukango pagula drama kusoma. What's your take on what people are saying out there?
I'm the biggest hip hop artist in Malawi, so people throw stones at the biggest.
Right.
And usagenda ntengo opanda zipatso. Galo sawa galimoto yosaenda. Galo amawa galimoto omegwenda yomekupanga zinthu. Anthu amagenda ntengo omwe zipatso. I'll give an example. Drake is the biggest artist of our generation in terms of hip hop and just urban music. Yeah. Who gets criticized the most in America? It's Drake. Casper Nyovest, the biggest hip hop artist. Not forgetting to mention AK, but currently Casper. Who gets the most ridicule in SA? It's Casper.
Do you think Amanina Monto, because they are doing great?
I did not finish.
Right.
Listen to me as I speak. Beyonce, the biggest female artist in the world. Who gets the most ridicule? It's Beyonce. So my point is, you know, when you're so good, you make things look like in this opkega, kabina ndi pada. Zimonega zobusa.
Right.
Ndete mafusa antu tagapange nino. I'll give an example. People have said kuti Nima Dalida, for example, Ella Njuchi to make a hit. Ella Njuchi wembanda antu angati, mahita wali kuti. I can mention names. He's done songs with and many other artists. Are those songs that they did on the level of Follow? Are they on the level of Fragile? So Eli Amasankura bangi hit in the Phyzo basi. It means there's something about Phyzo that's being added to that song to make it hit, to make it a hit. That's my song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the one that made Nabanga approach Eli.
I approached Eli. Actually, here's the funny part. Eli told me it's that time again.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after, normally what I do is ndikamapanga release nyimbo. Ndima apatsa anzanga ena omwe ndimadzola ndi khutu bwino. Amwe tamvera ndi pali nyimbo iyi. Mugiona bwanji. So Fragile was one of the songs amene namvetsetsa anthu angapo, and one of those people was Kelvin Sulugwe, who happens to be manager of Emidib. And then the boss, nyimbo ye mwana watu akalemo. We need to add Emidib in there. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And she came on board and she killed it. And it's an amazing song. And it's at 1.7 million views as we speak.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, and Hamina Maludi Magagamiza, here's my point. Ogagamiza ndendambili. But where are their results? Where are their results? I've got my results I can show. On every platform and in every measure possible, I can show my results. Awards, streams, downloads, views, shows, money. I can show everything. I want them to also show me. Yeah.
Pankani Magamba ya nyimbo ya Fragile.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're on the hot seat and I'm the voice. I'm there representing Malawians, a lot of people out there. And Hambi auna banali sini nage mene Emidib mana gisanega and Eli and she said no. And amagonda mamunena Eli couldn't the brother wage, Eli sama midano ndi sister wage. You were there. Malawians want to know, is there anything between Eli Njuji and Emidib?
I wouldn't know. It would be best to ask them. And also, sini mene ugambidwayo, mene zinkajitika. I think ina ndoga center outfit. So I wasn't there. Nene gudi ndamaliza mbali yanga imeni mapanga with the outfit I was wearing. So at the time when I was going to the dressing room to change outfits, I think that's when that scene happened. Ka video kanaenda kaja.
Yes.
So what happened to lead to that? What happened during that? What happened after that? I don't know.
Okay.
Whether there's anything between Emidib and Ella Njuchi, I don't know. All I know is Ella Njuchi is like a little brother and a good friend of mine, and we've made amazing music together. And that's all I know. And Emidib was a promising young talent and very focused, and she reminds me of me as well. And but through it all, she's making strides, and in a year she's done so much. So the akanika. In a year, trust me, it's not about the management. You can have the best management, but it all goes down to the artist. Because people listen to the artist. It still goes down to the artist. So Ngad Emidib has achieved what she has achieved. You know, but what I've learned over the years is popa chintu chimene sichikwawo pya, chimene sichikudzutsa mzimu wawo woyipa, chimene sichikutulutsa satana wawo amachipopa. Koma chinthu chimene akuchiopa amanena kuti it's the nature of a person kupwegetsa ulamuliro wa mphamvu. Wanivesesa? So what you are threatened by, or what irks you, o chomwe unaona kuti koma dawa zimene kupanga zona khanda kupanga ineyo, zimene nazo zona khanda zo ineyo, munthu amene ndamene anthu amalimbana naye.
Right.
Ukakhala kuti ndiwe munthu onena kuti nzeru zako nzochepa, kapena you're not strong or you don't know who you are, you will fall for that. I for one, I know who I am. No matter what people say, ndizasiya nthawi ndafuna. And jomwe ndili ni madziwa, nobody can tell me any different. I was raised that way. Ni madziwa ndi matha. And in Malawi, I am the biggest hip hop artist in Malawi. So I know that, I believe that, no matter how much hate I face, ojina jake chimene muthanga yankhule, trust me, ndibe nazo ntchito. Nimapanga zomwe ndikufuna. Nabadwa ndekha ndile maliseche, nzafa so ndekha, ntavala suti kumanyereza ndija, zapita tose.
Okay.
So I don't care what people say. I do what I want.
Talking about you not caring,
yeah.
If there's one thing apart from the music, pick on, it's your head.
Yeah.
Does that get to you? Like that?
Yeah.
Does that get to you, or how do you feel about it?
Not at all. I'm a very handsome man.
Right.
And I'm a lesbian. Mutu wanga ndokongola ndo abo ndi mutu sochuka even mutu wanga uli ndi Facebook page ama followers ambiri kuposa artist ena mutu wanga okha mutu okha kwatsala kuti pangaso page ina ya mwendo ina ya manja ina ya zala ina ya mphuno ina ya chini ina ya ndevu apo sabeso artist ena ndevu zanga ziposa artist
mutu wanu ndamene ukhoza trenda kwambiri kuposa mkono
mutu wanga ndo abora se sexy bro.
Talking about Sinafuse mwambakale kuseka.
Yo makonda ruzi.
No. I just want to know. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just tuning in, my name is Felisa Nya-Uyu, and this time is just a very special time. We're having a very special conversation with a special person. This person will count our interview. Are you on the chef or you're off the chef? Because people want to know.
Oh, I'm married.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm married. My wife is Ruth Kolaisi, the biggest MC in Malawi, female host, international. Media
personality.
Big game. Yes.
All right. Because you're not together and all that.
No, it's because I think it's very easy. Ineyo ndine Phyzix ntina langa lojera ndipo ndine mic yambiri mbiri na wachula gale wambira vuji.
Yes.
Langa lojera koma my government name is Nya-Uyu. Koma nimeza Phyzix fund lojera langet. The same with Ruth. Dzina lake lojera ndi Ruth Kolaisi. But people have always picked on her to say suma ka Ruth chukoleka banje. Angelina Jolie was married to Brad Pitt, but she's always been Angelina Jolie. And she had several other marriages, but she's always been Angelina Jolie. It's their choice. It's her choice. But she wants to promote the name. Komaso, we are one couple who doesn't put our personal lives out there unless it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, it's a special day. If you see my page or all my social media platforms, I'm always promoting my music, something to do with my music, something to do with me. Even my daughter Nimampanga post every now and then komano sigawiri gawiri. So all you know, that gives room to speculation. And granted, like every other relationship, we've had our own fair share of issues, like every other relationship.
Right.
But for chuka sifa ntwamba nchifageze tusatu timatago pita kuguru. Yeah.
Mountain Goat. Let's talk about Mountain Goat.
Yeah.
The Mountain Goat, and now people are calling you Mountain Goat, or you address yourself as Mountain Goat and Captain Bay. I also want to know how you came about the Mountain Goat name and the Captain Bay.
Okay.
Is it because girls ask you out?
Not really. I think, and that was not. It's not that deep. In terms of like the name of Captain Bay, I think I entered the industry even before I entered the industry officially in 2005. I've always been a hardcore rapper, listening to hardcore music, and every other song I made was hardcore hip hop. Even the song that made me, Cholabit, is a hardcore hip hop song, you know. So basically, I've always been associated with hardcore hip hop. There was a time antamakala muklabu ndukumamvera nyimbo yopanda chorus muklabu utet nyimbo yopanda chorus and haungo flow muklabu muje ndukumabebabe. I'm from that generation.
Right.
Yeah. So as you know, as time goes, you know, people evolve from the artists to the listeners. And as we're speaking in 2025, even the listeners, their ear is very musical. They gravitate towards melody, towards good quality, towards, you know, beautiful music.
Right.
You know, and for those who chose to be purists, to remain with the original hip hop, to remain with, you know, the hip hop we've always known. Ndawa mao nawa, nothing doing. Some of us chose to evolve. As the times are changing, we've also changed. Tumaba time minutes might be a crank tonight up. Kunabela trap, kunabela R&B, kunabela Afro, kunabela piano, kunabela all these things. We've tried to move with the trends and the times. Why? Because I believe music is a business, aside from being a passion. Nimalonda onena kuti sindukuyimba oti nzimvera watu nima homeboys anga. Ndukuyimba kuti the greater percent of the population should gravitate towards to the music I'm making. So it's a business.
Right.
And if I love it, it should be in any form and shape. I should still love it. You know? So basically, Zina la Captain Bay, to come back to the point, was my transformation from that type of music to making more accessible music.
Right.
So what I do is I create personas or sub-characters of the name Phyzix. So when you listen to a song like Follow, Fragile, Mantinti, Wife Material, it's a sub-character of Phyzix that's called Captain Bay.
Okay.
So Captain Bay is the side of Phyzix that makes this accessible music, music for the masses. So basically, it's like, for example, in Zambia, they've got a guy called Makitu, one of the legends. He also calls himself Flavor Boy. Yeah, he calls himself that when he's doing certain types of music. He can actually do a song Makitu featuring Flavor Boy, but it's one person. You know what I mean? So I also, function at that level whereby Captain Bay is my alter ego or my alias for making that type of music.
Right.
In terms of Mountain Goat, I'm a very big fan of Ronaldo. That's my guy who inspires me, in all aspects of life. He believes in hard work, he believes in dedication, being passionate about what you do, and outdoing everyone in the game. Outdoing, literally, if it's training, he's the first at training. If it's goals, he's leading at goals. If it's assists, he's leading at assists. So somebody who believes in just being the best at everything. So I borrow a leaf and an inspiration from Ronaldo. And Ronaldo and Messi are regarded as the GOATs. Yeah. So hip hop is always about being the best. That's the hip hop attitude.
Right.
Being the top dog, being like Alias Aunama. That's the attitude of hip hop, So for me, there's that aspect of the attitude of hip hop, like just being the best. Like there are goats, but I'm above the goats.
The mountain goat.
The mountain goat.
Right.
That's the first reasoning.
Okay.
The second reasoning is for people, for purposes of interest, if people Google a mountain goat, the character of a mountain goat, resonates with who I am. These are goats who defy the odds. They defy normalcy. They defy chintu measurement or kalira. Nimbuzi odi zimakala a steep mountain zimagwela chonchi. They've got like different hoofs zimagwela chonchi. They go at high altitudes. Sabanga associate ndimbuzi zowetedwa ndabusa.
Right.
My mountain goats amakala pa mwamba oka. Amakaba mwamba, and they lead themselves. They don't follow the pack, they don't follow trains, they lead themselves. I am one of those people. My story will be attributed to Phyzix. My story will not have an extra name to say, but Phyzix became Phyzix because of chemistry, because of biology, because of geography. My story will be Phyzix became Phyzix because of physics. Obviously, I had the support of my family.
Right.
My mother, my sisters, my brothers, my friends. The artists have collaborated along the years, but I'm sure you get my point.
Yes.
So when I say mountain goat, moyo wanga mene makarira, umafanana ndimbuzi zimene zozo. So for purposes of interest, people can Google the mountain goat. Ndimbuzi yodabitsa, simbuzi waka.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are having a great time and you are enjoying the productive conversation. I'll be right back after the short break. Do not change the dial. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget to drop your comments, share this video, and let's make noise. Fizo, back to you.
What's up?
But you look
good mama say.
Lero ndi zamulomo kuli beko. Kuba chimomo chija chili pati pantima. Chimakaji kuenda pamene bobo.
Very good.
What's going on between you and Gwamba?
What's going on between you?
What's happening? Zinganizimaya kama ufusa ujine.
Kuna what's going on between you and Jane?
Kumajuji kandijani wendi Gwamba.
Literally nothing. Nothing. There's no music, there's no friendship, there's no meet, there's nothing.
The momo EP yako ya is it Figalo 7? Mwana nyimbo inaga udi these niggas. Antama nanzori nyimbo meja ya unaimbila jina Gwamba ndike okay.
Nasa ndaji zongo. Ndini mimbila yo banchi ili ya jizongo.
Sanga ve jizongo?
Wanka fuso langa, kabino ndifusa sofuso.
Inelanga ndifuso.
Nyimbo ndaji jewa ndaji zongo.
Ndaji zongo.
This is good. It is. What next?
Inundi Gwamba. Munani neso zodika ya muli ku secondary. Analika mgrupu yanu.
True.
How was it? Okay, take us back. Where the relationship yanu na Libanje and what went wrong?
Who told you something went wrong?
So you're okay. You're in good books with Gwamba.
What do you mean?
But people beef. Anta kuri mu beefa na ronja mpaka na mabangi na mapost anta kuri mu yambana.
Some village zose. Kubanga beef into banga ndi JB, Fredo, Hyphen, Barry, Basement, Daredevils, and Hasa is young. So don't listen to everything you hear. What next?
Ndi Gwamba mtatu maumana. Because I won't.
What's special about him? I've first up interview young. There are better rappers like Crazy G, like Chris Pay, like BJ, like SG. Also in Fuzan for me now bunch. What's special about this one you're asking me about? What's special? Also in the Fuzan to say Zanga bunch. Bunch mo chusa ntago challenge. You remember Segular?
Talking about JB, you've mentioned JB. The numbers don't tell you mafuna mumenye so JB. How true is that? Uri mkafuna kumenya mpaka na. Are you in bad books with JB?
That's my bro. Kungode is my crazy bro.
Okay.
JB is older than me. Yeah. But he's like what do I mean? When I moved to Blantyre, the time I met the Daredevils, I also met JB. Yeah. Tinkabumana wakampasia kupole. We used to do freestyles ku Kapeni. Kodi Kapeni jena pia ija kupole. Is it Kapeni? Kapeni There was a friend of ours who used to stay in that room. Tinkabumana mumini maminya ma freestyles and So JB was my friend first. And we were very close. He used to love my music. I used to love his music as well. Ntaimeni akawondo emba nyimbo za chizungu.
Okay.
Kwa mbili. Amemba nyimbo za chizungu kwa mbili JB ntaimeni. And I remember there was a time there was a show tinkajogera ku Blantyre kupita ku Lilongwe ku Muntu Theater. There was a place called Muntu Theater kale ku Lilongwe. Tinagwera mini bus inage imene inapanga haya ndi biliwiri nkaloncha album yawo. So mini bus imene momo munali Ineyo, JB, Gospel, Hyphen, Barry One, Masco, munali biliwiriyo. Munali madola ambiri. And I remember in that couple pandomozi ndi JB, we used to talk a lot. He was a friend. And so on that ride, timachila, timagambila, and actually we made a plan kuti yeo ndi Ineyo tukupanga album. Ngati chokwiya cha kulilongwe ndi chokwiya cha ku Blantyre ndi JB. And I remember tidafika ku Muntu Theater tukapanga, what do we call it, to do dry runs of our performances. Yeah. I was actually me guiding him. I say nyimbo yukaimbe nyimbo chinchabo, make sure jimbe ichichi. You know, we were close. Yeah.
Right.
And I think he also said it, I think in one of the interviews, chomwe chinatipanga split ubale watu kapena jinzatu was my association Dite Green. I think in Tainage, my guy Saman Fila Tay Green. When I say my guy, I mean a JB, right? And Ineo, I was close to Tay Green at the time. I remember I was staying in Blantyre, Bunyamba wa Taps. Taps is a family friend. Family wa Taps and family wa tu. And I remote to embassy, so Taps is like my big brother.
Right.
So Nimakala wa Taps, and Taps was the one who created the Nya-Uyu sound for Tay Green. And Taps and Tay Green are very close. So he introduced me to Tay Green. Tinamba Gujeza, we were doing shows together. You know, Timapita ma show, Ankabanga Mati, Black Rhino and Earthing Talent. Timakala and Hawili pa stage. In Ndi Mbayanga, Tay Green and Mbayanga. Ndi Mbayanga, who are cool. So I think JB felt Wuti Nakangati, Ndukupanga Saidi, Ndi Ndani wake. So that's how we lost our way. And I think through that, Anayimba Nyimbo, Yondi Disa, after Ntatuluta, Zola Pizza, alongside Young K, who they didn't like as well, alongside Pixie, I'm not sure what their relationship was. And Mpamena Banga discover Budi JB Wandituluka and Wandenyosa Munyimbo and several other songs. So Nimabweza Naneso. Right? Yeah. And that's the beef we had. Panali ma issues and na Buti anajidiga behind the scenes, but that's years ago, and I'm a grown man. You know, I represent positivity. I would not get into the nitty-gritties, but it was not a good time for hip-hop in terms of the relationship between me and him. But looking back, I would say people celebrated that moment. Apparently hip-hop imagomandi kusaizana, kupregetsana, awine ndani, aluze ndani. But I think it is what it is. You know, here I am still making music, you know, still active. You know, you can't mention Malawi hip hop and not mention my name. You know, so I survived that in an Alindek, by the way. You know, JB, Amandidisa with Fredo, who we are cool now. Me and Fredo, Tilimodzi. There's a lot of things we're doing together behind the scenes. And I think people are also convinced that they turned my brothers, the daredevils, against me. You know, people are convinced. Remember, nyimbo sija, daredevils, you would design, JB could design, Fredo could design. In a Nalindek. Yeah. But I survived that. Yeah. I'm still here at the top of things. So all in all, it's true. There was a serious beef. The only beef I've participated in actively. Yeah, in the JB. Yomini mamuchura munyimbo. The Jolly Brown. That's the only beef. Zinazi, I would say it's just people maybe sizing us up. Because, you know, in the hip hop industry, the young guys who came after me, the one I've always respected and I still respect was Mate. And I mean, Amandi so it's Fana Rutajan, Eneson Tulut has always been Mate. You know, so Mate passed on, you know, he's no longer with us. May his soul rest in peace. And Fredo is no longer active. You know, JB is not as big as he used to be in terms of music. He's big on social media. And other guys as well from my generation are not as active as I am. So from my generation, you know, trust me, I take music passionately. Kwa eneo ni nchito. You know, I've got a full team. Ndi road manager, ndi brand manager, ndi accountant, ndi lawyer, ndi assistant. I've got a whole team.
The business indeed.
I've got my guys, my advisors, I know.
Right.
I've got serious people, advisors who I meet at least once a month to show me the way. Kuti ukuponya hapa, ukusojera, kabena, you know, let's try and elevate, tipange chonchi, let's take this direction. So for me, music, it's a serious business that I do. You know, and because I am at that level of commitment and that level of delivery background, and perhaps mbali inayo amatawona so good winner so amena level many. So always people like to match people up. Kuti Uyu versus Uyu, Uyu versus Uyu. You know, trust me, I don't lose sleep over anyone or hip hop or noble. If anything, I'm always excited to work. For example, zilombo za hip hop ya kumalawi panopo kwa ineyo the BJ, the SGZ, the K Bantoni, zilombo kwa ineyo. But these are guys, instead of being intimidated, instead of kudana now, instead of competing with them, I work with them.
Okay. I'm
always doing songs with these guys, meaning kuti I am always ready to work. Chimodzi magazi machulao. Uyu wame mbaza gospel oyi, achina Crazy G, achina Mate, ntaimene ana beba iwoyo. I was also working with them. I did Chinyimbo with them. I did Bumpty with them. We did local freestyle. We did Get 'em with the Pity Boys. Aiwo watabwera ngati kuti amene abeba nthawi imene. Yo mazo generation ino simabwera ndanthu kuti okhazikika ndi amene abeba nthawi imeneyo. I worked with them. There was no beef, there was no bad blood. Timenda limodzi. Kumapita matripi, kumashow, kunzomba, mashow kuti ineo, I was the older one, right? You know, and munthu have been around. Koma cinema mapanga shanti, makamu galimoto emodzi, table emodzi, having drinks, studio emodzi, kuchila. That's my nature. You know, I embrace the new. I don't shun away, you know. I learn from people. I think that's why I've survived. Instead of Antugubisha now, I'm okay. I go to BJ or Bay back floor ball. What makes him special? Instead of making him my enemy, I make him my friend. Let me learn from him. I've been around. I learned from him. I would SG's and Dolo. SG's or Jan Bebe Chandijan. I learned from him. And I many would have been in a matse. Arabella would have Ayagamor and the one Ayagadimoto. Matse was like my little brother. Matse was always at my house. Uncle Fizo. That's what he used to call me. I was learning from Matse. Even as in a crazy G, I was learning from them. So the person I am is, I know Chomeni Mata, and I know Chomesini Mata. And I know by coming together with people, you become better. Look at the songs I've done, legends. Who has ever done that? Madolo Kaukawabrita mu audio emotes, mu video emotes. Mada remix. Now we can Madola Panopa K Bantoni, JT, and a Waxy K and Dan. For me, I believe in coming together. I am always willing to work with people, musicians, producers, graphic designers. Chidi Jones say everybody in the value chain, I welcome everyone. I mean, I feel to work at my work. I mean, I feel to limbana ndeti malimbanadi. Ndipo energy olimbana ndendi linayodi. Ti malimbanadi. And I'll use everything in my power kuti limbanedi. Why? Because I'm a very independent person. Nimaima pa mapanzanga awiri awa. Sindi pita ogalira kunyumba kwa muntu. Sindi pita I stand on my own 2 feet. So, muntu amino wasanka kuda sakale nzanga. Kapena kale ndani wanga. Nima mulandira. Muntu amino wasanka kuda kale nzanga. Ndipo let's work, let's build together, let's learn from each other. Uli ndi show ndibwera ndizayemba ulere kapena ndizayemba ulungo ndibira manogona transport ndi mapita. Na Yesu ndimamwitana. You know, it's about relationships. It's about building a network. So for me, that's how I work.
All right, talking about you working with other artists, helping other people up and all that, we've also heard you have a foundation.
Yes.
Is this foundation something to do with nyimbo zomwezi? It's something different. Okay. Tell us more about this foundation.
Okay, this foundation is officially called Phyzix Cares Foundation, PCF.
Okay.
Basically, from the earliest of times to present date, I've always been involved in one way or the other, contributing to the community. You know, one of my early projects we did what we're calling Go Green, with the British Council, whereby we were promoting people to conserve the environment. We did the reach out and touch with MBC. We've donated, you know, school materials to primary schools, secondary schools. You know, we've done Zama sanitary pads. We've done, you know, activism around elections. So we've been doing basically a lot of things for the community, unofficially. So for me to establish the community, the foundation, Znali Kuti Nizipange formalize. Nizipange formalize zone na kuti tukutandiza antu. Wandi invite. And also because I've been active, this is my 20th year as a professional musician.
Oh wow.
Sindu welengera nthawi nina kuti nthawi yachisodzera. Nthawi imene nali upcoming artist. Nthawi imene nali, you know, munthu amafuna atayimba. Welengera nthawi imene ndimaitidwa ku show ndikulandira ndalama.
Is it nthawi yamba ya Jola Beta?
No.
Okay.
2005. My first radio song was 2005.
Right.
Jola Beta was my first hit.
Okay.
Smash hit to be exact.
Right.
Cultural shifting hit to be exact. Was Jola Beta, which was 2006. Yeah. So in a nutshell, tinganene kuti doing the foundation is like saying kuti okay, adawa ayimba kwa zaka 20. Mu zaka 20 mu apindula nayo music industry. Alandira drama za mashow, achuka, alandira attention, apeza ma resources zena, apeza ma opportunities zena, apeza pindula mbili mu zaka 20. Now, it's human nature, it's ethical, it's only right, good okay. Mu zaka zomwe apindulazo, you need to give back.
Right.
You give back to the ordinary person in the community. You give back to the industry by sharing your platform, by sharing your knowledge, by sharing your experiences, by teaching the next generation. Kuti na also abeze mwayo fika pamene ifetina afika komaso maga kudutsa pomwe ifetina afika because at the end of the day the son is supposed to become better than the father.
Right.
Yeah.
Tikambeso za munabanga post zori mwenda ndi anthu antamina wina something like that. Also if you can just balance us cause nangoona in passing ndimakonzekera kuti munthu wankula obwera ndi mabira pa social media ndangona zoti mugenda ndi anthu agapo and mstudio muno ndikuona so kuti mabwera ndi anthu ena awira that maybe if you can also just tell us more about project imeneyo.
Okay, as some people might be aware ndi the brand ambassador wa 888 bets Malawi. Yeah, so Phyzix and 888 bets pameta kumana ponena kuti tonse we've got an interest to impart knowledge, you know, share our platform to help the next person. So what better way kuyambira mu industry yatu. Yeah, so what we've done is tina apempa social media kuti tapanga ni tag dolo wana muhudu.
Okay.
Fana mene mamona kuti amaimba bo wamuna ndi wankazi.
Right.
Amena beze mataga mbili komaso likes ambili pali mission ina yake mawa mbedness and we don't want to preempt. We just said good pali mission ina yake. So you know social media loves their people and tuda mapanga tagi madolo a muhudu amuna akazi ndipo we received a lot of people because the comments as I'm speaking they're about 8,000.
Wow.
So people were tagging, people were liking, and it's amazing.
Okay.
So mu process imene yoyo anthu anapanga tagi kwambiri nyamata wina wake wakuzomba.
Okay. Dzina
lake ndi Omi Dizzy.
Okay.
Nde anapanga tagi kwambiri timu ya management ya ku 888 ndi timu ya management ya Phyzix brand. Tinapita kumuona ona fana mene kuti amaimba adi. Tapita pa YouTube, tapita ma website mu.
Oh, nyimbo zake zine kuti zilipo dito. Okay.
And mind you, amina nazipanga tagi siyeyo.
Ndantwena.
Sana zipange tagi. So unampeza kuzibakashira anali anthu amene mpanga tagi mwana ucha kuti mwana uyu ali ndi luso amangofunika support. Ndefe naone kuti anthu akamba dizimezo tinapita kamota ngabo zabule nyimbo zabwino nyimbo yabwino koma ndi 400 views. Nyimbo ina yake mpaka ndi 14 views.
Koma yabwino.
Koma nyimbo jani?
Yabwino.
So like you know what? Fana takwimba bo. You know, and titaona ma votes amene walandira, ma likes amene walandira, ma tags amene walandira, that's the guy.
Right.
Then fana amene yoti naye mu studio munomo.
Okay.
What he's won is a weekend with Phyzix, kuona kuti matani.
Okay.
Nkani ya ma video, nkani ya ma interview, many mapangira balance kakugidwa kanga ntchito, you know, tukupita wakajambula music video mama kalamo. Komanso nyimbo imene uchamba music video, tukupanga version yoti ayimba iyeyo ndi ntsika naucha.
Ameno wina
so promote. Wow. So that's what we're doing for now.
Okay.
You know, depending on, I don't want to promise too much, depending on what these guys are able to show us and how people are able to respond. You know, there's more that we can do.
Mwina antangomona so.
Yeah. I mean the Omi Dizzy.
Omi Dizzy, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Zomba.
Yeah, bro.
How are you doing? Omi Dizzy, mwina ngwauza ntondo wa Malawi kuti chimwe chako njotani komanso mwina kungwathokoza mwendo mwe wathokoza ntamena kupanga tutagi.
Yeah. In Omi Dizzy from Zomba. Yeah. Nimapanga for kwambiri Phyzix. And nasapanga for ma platforms amene zinthu zina napanga announce. Zinandipanga interest kuti naneso nditenge party kuti ndikhale na mgulu imene. Then nasapanga post unoti afuna madolo a muhudu. Ndi bagazi be ndoti amatidziwa from ndodo ochepa.
Yes.
Tikuzona kuti ndochepa.
Amuhudu mwawo.
Hudu momwemo. anandipakatagi ndinga ndi maujini ma views ndi ma followers amene anapezeka apizonodi na pezika udi ndawina ndineyo ndi sika nake todi tikumana mawa.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Komano mwina sokongotuzo ri umaimba chamba chanji.
I'm an Afro dancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're like
I'm okay. Freestyle?
Yeah, freestyle.
Okay. Ati mama wakama ndipezi ninakuso watizingocheza mixi osa kuona ntima sindi kumahupeza namba yenga ndikupasa
That is nice. Komaso mwina so kungona so good on top of Facebook anga ubeze bwanji ma followers good amena funa upange follow.
Okay, fine. Ndima username ya Omadize.
Okay.
Pa Facebook, TikTok, yeah, ndima user Omadize.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Congratulations. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere, Tangoyamba. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The name is Nya-Uyu, the senior stress team leader one, the international host, the global icon, the voice, the Mijido lover. Ababa, ndo I'm gonna represent, guys. Last segment, this is Phyzix.
Why are you saying last segment? Miss somebody around.
Hii ndi round ya chitatu. Agulu hii ndi round ya chitatu.
Masuka ni mami.
Round imene hii ndi kumumenya na Fizo. Napasa ba round awiri hii ndi round yomaliza. Then acho mwina madzi. You see that? Mountain God.
Azanga chika maji.
Ora ndinamwa iwe ukumwerabe.
Sorry nyabu.
Kama sozoni ma round yodabwino. Manena zenzo.
Very good. Very good.
Fizo.
Yeah.
Nyimbo inayose. Inesi ni musician.
Yeah.
Kwa maana ndima limba ma movies and all that. Kama kabe jina ligime mbanga inspire mtu limbe nyimbo.
Yeah.
I'm still interested and I know thousands of Malawians out there, they still want to know. Chimejina bangisa ruimbe nyimba these niggas. Mugamanga so fusomene no ibi mama moja muri tone kama nyimbo chinkazi. Antamona ngati ya chinkazi yoso. Makaro mukuzembera so anthu ena yake.
Muri ndi muntu amemunganizira.
Inesa unamizina akana ngoli pale chinkazi.
Muna ndiwe.
Mema chifroza chinkazi hicho. Inesi nafika pa chinkazi menecho. Nuzosiana.
Yeah. So what's your question?
My question is, what inspired you? What are the events that made you come up with this concept that these niggas?
Okay. I think there are some songs you want to create a love song, you want to create a party song, you want to create a hip hop song. Then there are inspired songs,
right?
You know, songs that you find yourself writing and expressing yourself. I think Niggas was one of those songs whereby it was an inspired song coming from the heart, and everything in that song is true. And also, it's a global issue, not a local issue.
Okay.
For Chinkazi, it's based on a true story, and I think it's one of those times when, as artists, we try to tap into our personal experiences, which are relatable, that other people have also gone through similar experiences, you know. And in hip hop, we've got the art of storytelling. Right. And I think for that song in particular was me showcasing my storytelling abilities. And for the sake of reference, it's actually every word in that song is based on a true story. All events in that song happened, and that lady exists. Unfortunately, I will not tell you. Next question. I don't know.
Okay.
Nampangan follow.
She has a page. She has a page.
Of course. And she's hot.
And she's known.
Why would I do a song one guy's already doing like?
ungonena kuti mambiri atekeze fundo ndi Felicitas.
No, I wouldn't. I think let's say for example okay, like Drake always does, you know, he taps into his personal experiences.
Right.
I always do that as well. I'll give an example of Wife Material. Nagambagudi amande kubosa mahobanga ku primary magi mahopiu. That's a lady who actually exists. You know, okay. Body. So that one I was able to mention her name because we were friends, we're still friends. Munaga majiwa wouldn't inzanga na inzanga primary, so it was as simple as that. Whereas this other story is very complicated.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm 60.
Okay.
Yeah, I might share that story.
You've mentioned about the song Wife Material. It's a beautiful song. I love it.
It's amazing.
And then I think a few months ago we saw Prophet Bushiri and the wife Amavina. Prophetess Mary Bushiri, yes. How was the experience?
It was an amazing experience. I think that was my first time going to ECG, the Jesus Nation Church. That was my very first time. I've never attended. It was an eye-opening, amazing, enriching, and awe-inspiring experience. Something I've never seen. And I came to learn that the Prophet himself is a big fan of my music,
right.
Which humbled me because that's somebody I respect, I look up to, and he's one of the Malawians I'm proud to say, Wagwatu. You know, should I travel and say, no, Kwatu Kuli Prophet Bushiri is somebody who's done a lot, you know, for the country, a lot for himself, a lot for his family. And that's something I would want to have a similar legacy about. So for him, you know, to invite me, I'm not a gospel musician. I don't make gospel music, but I was invited in church and I performed at a birthday celebration. For me, it was very humbling. It was very encouraging. So it was a beautiful moment. So I hold so much respect for the Prophet and the Prophetess. So yeah, it was a beautiful time. Of course, I was paid good money. Yeah, for performing one song. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
A big shout out to Prophet Bushiri and Prophetess Mary Bushiri.
What I've noticed about that couple is they respect arts.
Right.
They respect the artists and they're proud of Malawian artists. You know, these are people who can afford to bring any international singer from South Africa, from the US, you know, from wherever, or any other secular artist to come. But they recognized the Malawian hip-hop artist to come to that event and paid him handsomely for just performing one song. So, you know, that's like people who know the value of arts and they have my respect.
Who do you think is holding the crown as the king of hip-hop in Malawi?
Phyzix. Nya-Uyu, Mountain Goat, Captain Bay, Don Gamba.
From your generation, this generation?
Across the generations. Sema kuti uking. Uking umaendela kuti kubeba. Mina munena ni ma prince, na PJ ni ma prince.
Okay. Ndekuti.
Shout out BJ, he's in the studio right now. Prince wanga big. No, but in all seriousness, you know, like I said, in the spirit of hip hop, everybody wants to be the best.
Right.
And everybody thinks they're the best. That's the spirit of hip hop.
Okay.
But you know, all in all, there can never be one ultimate best person. That can never happen because music is very subjective. You know, there'll be people who love somebody so much and think I'm trash.
Right.
And there'll be some people who love me so much and think that person is trash.
Right.
You know, music is subjective. But at the end of the day, there are also some metrics, you know, that will make people to be maybe bigger than others or undisputed than others. You know, there are things like, you know, longevity, hits, awards, rewards, size of a fan base measured through social media following, social media engagement. You know, there are so many metrics we can count, but what I would like to say is it's always good to appreciate others, you know, and there can never be one ultimate best person, you know, but the nature of hip-hop,
okay.
Uwadzapeza muntu wa hip hop akuti yeye si king, yeye si best, yeye si god. Amene ndi mbuzi, ndipo ndo usa. hip hop timakhala olusa kwambiri ndipo kuti puta ndifemi mbu osangati puta ku hip hop. We literally don't play around. That's the nature of hip hop. Hip hop originated from the streets. It's a rebellious type of music. It's a rebellious type of culture. It's a culture shifting culture. It's a voice for the voiceless. There's so much, male energy in hip hop. Even for the females in hip hop, they've got so many masculine energy. Look at Nicki. She's so fierce. Look at Cardi B. She's so fierce. So that's the nature of hip hop, So basically, everybody thinks they're the best. Who's the best? Best. You won't hear me say hyphen. You will not hear me say Barewan. You don't hear me say Fredokis or BJ or SGZ. No, that's the nature of hip hop. And that's what makes hip hop. So yeah.
A mountain god. 1 minute.
A mountain god and
You see the mountain god? Wasn't that?
Say it right.
How do I say it right? Teach me.
Yeah.
Teach
mountain god.
Mujijewa ndina mountain god ga.
Okay.
Okay.
Mujijewa ine mbuzi ya kupili.
Okay, ambuzi ya kupili.
Mbuzi zina ni mbuzi zoweta. Ine ni mbuzi ya kupili. Yeah.
1 minute. Muli birthday vibing.
Yeah.
Muimba nyimbo.
Yeah.
Kwa Prophetess Mary Bushiri.
Yeah.
Who is Gwamba's sister?
Yeah.
Next minute you're fighting with Gwamba.
Fighting where?
On social media.
How? And when?
Mumabanga na posto mako kana umaya za mbili.
I don't think so. Okay, let me dissect it. My relationship or my feelings towards the prophet has nothing to do with anyone.
Right.
My feelings, my relationship towards the prophetess has nothing to do with anyone. Yeah? Whether related, whether associated, has nothing to do with anyone. I personally hold the prophet and the prophetess in high regard and high esteem for who they are, how they carry themselves, what they've done for the community, what they do for their church, and what they have done as people. They have my respect. Yeah.
Right.
To put into perspective, you mentioned Gwamba. Yeah. Gwamba amandia mikira kuti mkulu wanga anabanga show uholo ya wa Marilisi kunapita anthu 300. Ndaneka chitunzi chooneka kuti kushoko kunalibe anthu. Ngati kushoko sizimayenda. Zitunzi za nthawi imene show imayamba kumene osati nthawi itafika pa mponda chimera. Mwachidule amandiyamikira mondinyoza. Ine nazitenga kuti akundiyamikira. Kuti akundipanga chani? Nampanga inspire. Kuti iyeyo akapange show ya ku stadium yomwe kunabwera thousands of people. Mvesesa? Ine na yakhaso chimodzimodzi. Kuti you know what, thank you so much. Kuti nakupanga inspire. Kukapanga zazikulu kuposa ine. Ndimezi makalira. You know, the cycle of life. The older inspire the younger to be better and bigger than the older. I came way before them. Whatever I am able to do. Umaziwalisa makandi, I'm a marketer by profession, yeah?
Right.
And in marketing, we have what we call the product life cycle. Kumakara kuti product is being introduced into the market. It's growing. It's reached saturation, maturity, yambanga decline. Ikamanga decline. It's up to the people managing the product. Kuta ebweletsa nyowani ipitebe kapena ife. Yet, meaning kuti alias is very stand. Ama kani moment mene ndi underdogi, ndi upcoming. Onina kuti chili chose chimakhala cha ulere koma chophweka to support the young person. And invite. Now, when you understand that, kuti aliese amakhala ndi level yake, aliese amafika nthawi yokuta, aliese amafika nthawi yopitilira, you realize kuti it's not a competition. It's an issue of kuti, what level are you? And what have you done to not decline and carry on the legacy? It's as simple as that.
All right, Fee. So thank you so much for taking us into your personal space.
Yeah.
And because I know and you don't actually explain yourself.
Yeah,
so thank you so much.
I appreciate
Before we sign out, maybe if you can just talk to your fans. I want you to say 3 things. One, if you can tackle issues to do with mental health. Because I know what is and who's ndochita ino lokusabwese libeli chanchani yanuyo ya hip hop
mafanza anga muzochita inu muze mafanza osadana
so
anga zawuza ndinayo
ndikaimuve kozi ndiyo manendo za mutu ndinu ine mutu anga sumanenedwa ndindi zinthu zimanenedwa ineyo.
Okay, mutu wanga ndo waukulu kwa nyamata kwa tsikana wakulipata
mutu kuti ne mutu waiweyo
wako kwa tsikana wanga ndo wakulu kwa nyamata wako kwa tsikana how do you measure yourself?
Thing is I cannot be busy kumapanga measure ineyo kwa tsikana zanga nimazwanga kwa njonda
ine ndiwa busy kweza mitu.
What should people expect in 2025?
Yeah.
And also,
yeah.
The last thing, mefandiziwe jona jokuti mashow amene mabangaji are those annual events or it was just one of those?
Which was?
The ones you had last year.
Okay. I think firstly, before I say my expectations and what people should expect from me, I always ask for prayers. Nima bempa mafanzanga kuri dzibempererana. Azindi bemperera inesonza bemperera because everything else will be possible if we are alive, if we are healthy, if we are, fortunate enough to be in a position to do things for people. You can't help people if you also need help. So I ask for prayers. God, I should be fortunate enough or privileged enough to be in a position to help. Ngaziri ndalama ambuya dalitse ndrama otithandize. Ngaziri nyimbo ambuya dalitse ninzeru zoimba nyimbo zodizipanga impact mmemoyo ya anthu osiyana. So I always ask for prayers. Tizibempererana azindibemperera. Amene ankandibemperera ali mayanga ndema napoti ni orphan boy ndema bempa mafanza anga azindibemperera. Secondly, for me, for as long as I'm alive and healthy, one thing that's guaranteed is I'll always release music.
Right.
I'll always release music videos. I'll always do shows for as long as I'm alive. I'll always do that. So my fans should expect that every year, including 2025 and very, very soon. So my promise is even in 2025, I am making music. Not just music, but amazing music. And thirdly, zomeninga wanitse in terms of kutandiza the next generation, whether it's a collabo, whether it's a kumpata business graphic designer, whether it's a kuntenga DJ wina wangamba kumene udaka benye set yanga, whether it's whatever it takes, jomeninga wanitse within my power, I am willing to help the next generation. They, young artists, young producers, don't be afraid to approach me. Ngati pali zonji takumana ndipo tukumvana. I am always willing to work. So it's 2025 and it only makes sense that I should do something for Area 25, That's the area that as Phyzix I'm associated heavily with Area 25. I was raised elsewhere. I've spent most of my life elsewhere, but as a musician, where I'm associated with is Area 25. So it only makes sense that we do something special for 2025 for Area 25.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through Phyzix. We really appreciate.
Yeah.
It's such an honor. I'm so much my interview.
No, so goma kala gutawa eti. Komabe.
It is what it is.
All
right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had an amazing time, productive conversation, raw and unfiltered. Do not forget to share this video, subscribe, comment, and do let me know what you think about Phyzix. Till next time, my name is Felicitas Nya-Uyu, the international host, the queen of entertainment, the queen of Veleke Kingdom, the global icon. Have a good one.
Oh, and that's and follow.
Tango ibanga kondichukuseka choncho. Akulu. Tampangeni follow muntu kuna mize ndabanga say now tampangeni follow. Zina again the Phyzix. So make sure.
How do you spell Phyzix?
P-H-Y-S-I.
Hey.
No, P-H-Y-Z-I-X.
Hey, I do that.
Hey, Amwene. Zambians.
International?
Sorry. Guys, that was just, one of those moments. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, guys. And we're out.